Greetings! Today I bring you a sextuplet lick that it's inspired by the likes of Justin Tyson or Noah Fuerbringer. I'm sure you've seen those guys on Instagram. I'm going to show you the lick, show you the component parts to it, but then show you like how you could deconstruct it and make it your own and learn to improvise with it rather than just copying it verbatim. Plus, if you're having trouble playing licks like that fast and clean, I've got a little tip for you. Stick around till the end. Sextuplet lick, today on 80/20. Stay tuned. Dudes, quick sponsor message. Today's lesson is brought to you by me, the 80/20 drummer. If you would like a free transcription of all the licks in today's lesson, all you need to do is click the link below the player, enter your email address in on the next page, and I'll send it right to you. That's it, sponsor message out. So first, let's take a look at this lick a little slow, and we'll tell you exactly how to play it. So first, let me just play the lick slowly for you, and then we'll break it down piece by piece. So the first part is just a 6-stroke roll, which starts with the kick in the hats. So let's first talk about what a 6-stroke roll is. A 6-stroke roll is just this. So it's a really common rudiment you see a lot. And being able to do it quickly just is kind of an indicator you're nice and loose. We'll talk about that later. And a lot of times you'll see it with rim shots at the beginning and end. Really, really common Dennis Chambers lick. You hear it a lot in gospel. But in this case, we're just going to start it with a kick drum and the lead hand on the closed hats. So after that, we have a double on the kick and a run down the toms. So do that again. And then we land with the lead hand back on the hats. So finally, we're going to play 2 ghost notes with the left hand in the center of the snare drum. So putting those 2 first parts together, again slower, and then finally the last part. And the reason we do that hand to hand is so it'll come back around and you can start with the lead hand on the hats again. So etc. So let me play the whole thing for you again, a little on the slow side. 3, 4. When we come back, we'll break down some other things you can do with those component licks. Well, thanks, Drum Nate. But I bet you're wondering, okay, I could copy that from you verbatim and maybe pull it out here or there, but what if I want to get inside it? What if I want to make my own shapes of it? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's talk about it. So really, we have 3 portions to this lick. And the first is just that 6-stroke roll we talked about. Let me raise the snare drum up a little. Pro tip, if you're hitting your knees, it's probably because your snare is a little too low. So a classic thing people will do with this is just hit cymbals. And what I kind of like to do, which I think is a little hipper, is to play the dry hat. So 3, 4. And you can make a 16-beat phrase that has 2 sets of 6 beats and 1 set of 3 beats. And what I mean by that is instead of, you can do something like this. 3, 4. Okay, so the next thing you can do with the 6-stroke roll is this. So imagine instead of just on the downbeat, you're just playing a snare accent. So 3, 4. And you can alternate between that and your downbeat. So you can play something like 3, 4. Which can help you make some pretty hip phrases like etc. So we've also got the tom run, but let's skip over that and talk about the last bit, which is this. So this is actually a lick that I think I first learned from Tim Fig Newton, and he does it like this, or he showed it like this on the video. And I was like, why can't you just land on the hats? So, and it's really, but the other hip thing you can do, remember that 2 groups at 6 beats and 1 group of 3 that make 16. You can do the same thing here. So 3, 4. And the key part is, as long as you're making a 6-beat phrase or a 3-beat phrase, you have that double left there, or the double following hand, whichever hand you're leading with. And then when you want to go back to your 2-beat phrase, you do the right left, so you come back around. So right there. Okay, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the movement and the ergonomics of this. Stay with us. And finally, if you are anything like me, you probably have a little trouble playing that quickly, cleanly. I'm gonna go into a little lesson I learned. It's a simple lesson, but it's a thing. From my buddy Jacob Evans, then show you Jacob in his own words telling you about it in part 3. Okay, last portion of this lesson is you watch people like Noah Fuerbringer and everything's super clean, or Justin Tyson, or Justin Brown, or Ron Bruner. Everything's really, really clean and they're able to play really, really fast. And you're probably wondering how to do that. It's not just practice slow to fast. I'm gonna give you a thought to keep in your mind, which is try to have 0 tension in your arms. If you have a speed limit to how quickly you can play this, like say you're right, like just there, I felt a lot of tension in my arms. Back it off just a little bit. See what it would be like to play it with no tension. Like the only thing you're thinking is just stay relaxed. So I started relaxed, I got less relaxed there, but that's something I've been thinking about a lot. In fact, let's take a little clip of my friend and co-coach Jacob Evans teaching me a lesson about how to play louder and play more relaxed.
Gripping the stick more with the back fingers, right? It actually opens up the front of the hand, right? And it's going to just result in kind of less tension, right? Less tension in the front of the hand. If you want to play loud and you want to do so safely, tension is the enemy. It's always the enemy. So if you open up the front of the hand a bit, right, and make sure that you're actually getting the weight of the stick is being thrown correctly, and you're utilizing, you know, even the elbow, like the wrists and elbow. There's not a whole lot of fingers with my technique really at all, right? A lot of big strokes. And again, it allows for that kind of efficient transfer of energy from our hands, from our arms into the drums to create the biggest sound that we can.
So hopefully that makes sense, guys, and that's how you get the gig. So dudes, hope you enjoyed that. Just a reminder, you can get the free transcription by clicking the link below the video player and telling me where to send it. Also, if you've enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with a friend. Always enjoy these. Be back real soon for another lesson of the week. Beep, boo, yabba, dabba, dabba, dabba.